That wasn't part of it. I shouldn't improvise at the beginning of the show. What's up, everyone? And welcome to the show. Today we are talking about the 2025 Kentucky Derby. And with me, I have my friend and Derby guru, Kevin James Hall. What's up, KJ?
Hey, how's it going?
Fantastic. I'm glad you matched my energy as I was going into that, but it's okay. I got to sit up more. Let my balls hang out a little bit. Okay. How you been, man?
Good, good. Can't complain. You know,
Well, dude, let's get right into it. We got people expecting us to talk about the Kentucky Derby, and first of all, it's. I was thinking earlier that there isn't any other horse race that is bigger than this one in the world. I mean, there's like camel racing and whatnot in the Middle East. I've seen it, but like as far as horses go, like this is the fucking race, is it not?
yeah. This is like the I don't know, like the Stanley Cup last game. Game 6 or game 7 of the championship. You know, what I mean, this is the penultimate horse racing. So this is, I mean, people come from all over the place, all over the U.S., but all over the world too, just to come to Churchill Downs and Lexington to kind of watch it because it's historic and traditional. So a lot of tradition with it.
So do they do I know that the actual race is just one race. Do they do like UFC does like prelims? So there's like
So
pre-races?
good question. Good question. So they actually race all day. So like the Kentucky Derby is the 12th race. So they have like a lot of the jockeys that are in the Derby, they have raced all day. So
Okay.
um, I didn't realize that when I first started betting way back in the day, but because I was thinking it was just one race, right?
Right?
So
Yeah.
very, but
I
they
I
they
think
have a whole field of races the whole day. So even after the Derby, they have I think like 3 or 4 races after that. But of course, most people leave after the Derby because it's
yeah,
that's the
who
prime
gives a
event.
shit? Yeah. That's the climax.
Right.
Everybody's rolling out, yeah, taking their little helicopters off to the private planes and whatnot. But okay, so I'm trying to get a handle on this. So there's it's not the same horse running multiple times. But it's the same jockey.
Correct.
Okay, now do these jockeys do they just race for anyone, or do these owners have multiple horses and
From what I understand, they're like there's either a contract or agreement with like specific owners. So like an owner, usually has like, a dozen, 20 horses. So they'll race all
yeah,
day. So, that jockey may race for that owner all day on the same, or, the owner's horse, the same, for the same day. But that's, as far as I know, that's how it goes. But, um,
because that's crazy.
yeah.
Because I know, I mean, my knowledge of horse racing doesn't go any further than the movie Seabiscuit, but when you got Spider-Man trying his damnedest to make weight, I would think that as an owner, if you're you got a jockey who's going to be riding your horse, you want to make sure that you have control of this guy in that sense. Like, I mean, is he going to be too heavy for my horse or whatnot? But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really heard of a jockey being overweight. I mean, they're pretty, small stature. They're like 4'3" or 4'6", and so they have basically 126 pounds that they can ride with, and like 13 of that is like the saddle. It includes a saddle and all that stuff that goes on the horse. But generally, those jockeys are within weight. I mean, I haven't heard of it's overweight. It's been generally what they'll do is switch out jockeys to one that does
Because I would think it would be like a fine, right? But it's not a negative fine. It just hurts you if your jockey's overweight, right? I don't know. I don't know why that would be helpful to you or your horse if your jockey's like maybe if your horse is overweight because he could be injecting steroids. But
Well,
again,
I
I
mean,
don't know any.
they try to make it an even slate, right? So everyone
Like,
can
no,
only burn 126 pounds. So, you know, your horse is your horse. So if you have a heavier horse, then that's kind of, on the owner. But, all jockeys have to be the same to make it like an even, fair race.
so here's a question. Why aren't there little people jockeys?
That
Like, I
is
mean,
an
we can say midgets.
excellent
We could
man.
say
You
like, why the
you have
fuck?
some great questions, and
No,
we
I'm
just
just saying,
started. I don't
is it
know.
because maybe the horses are too big and because they have little arms? I don't
It,
know. I'm not. I don't.
I think it would be because even the small jockeys, their legs are long enough to reach the stirrups, and
So we make some
they
adjustments.
yeah, yeah. So I don't think they would actually fit on the horse.
Would
Um,
have been like little aerodynamic, like those things on the top of cars where you put the luggage in the
it's
we're falling off, you know.
I
Make
mean,
it still operate. Maybe
yeah,
still
right
have
after the first turn, the guy would fall off, right? The little
it'd be a mess. But,
yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It was just an idea. I don't.
That's a good question. That's a good question. But I don't think their legs are long enough to reach the stirrups, which that's how they stay on the horse.
Yeah,
So,
especially thoroughbreds. I mean, these guys are. How fast are these horses running, dude?
I don't
Like
know
they're
the speed,
they
but
hit his mile.
they're fast. They're
I mean,
fast.
it's called horsepower for a fucking reason, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Again, I'm not sure of the speed, but I know that if you run 2.25 mile or a 1.25 mile, 3 minutes, then that's pretty fast.
right? Can you imagine being on that thing, like being that jockey? Like, okay, you're talking like 26 pounds. You said
Right.
jockey on what is probably a 500-600 pound horse, maybe.
No, 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 no. They're
That's
like
I don't know. Oh yeah, okay. I'm going way under. I don't know. I don't know why I lowballed the horses. These are I've never really fucked with horses, but yeah. So we're talking a ton of fucking yeah. And you're 126 pounds, and this thing is full on sprinting.
Yeah,
That's got to
yeah.
be like
It's crazy, man. Think
there's
about it.
yeah. There's a reason why they're all named like Felipe and fucking
Yeah.
yeah. I actually knew a guy. I don't know if he pays attention to the podcast. His wife, her first husband was a jockey.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, and it was just dude, I used to like write joke, like try and make jokes because I was like, holy shit, cause we hung out for a bit. I was like, you're married to jockey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to talk shit, but yeah, I was having a good time talking mad shit on a little Felipe fucking jockey guy. Because where are these guys? Like, I don't see them anywhere. I live in a state that has horse racing
Yeah.
and horses everywhere, but I don't see jockeys. Where are they?
Well, most of the ones that are in um the Derby are from like South America. So they're like from Colombia, Peru, even Puerto Rico.
So they're
But
probably
there's a couple from overseas. There's a French guy, a couple French guys, and then uh, I mean they're all over. It's a
you
lot
know
of it's genetics. So if your father or your grandfather was a jockey, most likely, you're not going to grow too tall. So you got to follow in the footsteps of grandpa or your father. So
okay. So you're telling me that they are like importing jockeys and probably keeping them on the grounds, I guess is what they call it, in order to train them with these horses and run. I'm assuming because I don't see jockeys anywhere. And I would be
A
clocking
lot
those
of
little
them, a
fucking
lot of them are in Florida and California, and New York.
he
Because
worked for he worked for Disney on the other.
Mike didn't
Put on the fucking suit. This guy, uh, Giuseppe over here, he's fucking R2D2 on Thursdays.
yeah,
I just say, where are these
I think
people?
a lot of them have moved to the States. So, just because, that's what they do now is racing. So instead of flying back and forth from their home country, they're living in the States so they can race full time with their families.
Right on. All right, let's get back into the Kentucky Derby. I where and when did this race start? Like, how did this come about? Do you have that?
I do. So before it even started, though, I did want to say something about. So most British, and it was based off the British, because British were doing the horse races first, and then when America came to be, we kind of copied that sentiment. So they started. Yeah, they started in 1780. A guy named William Whitley. But the funny thing is, like most British horse races go counterclockwise. So it goes,
Like Australian toilets.
yeah.
Okay.
So this guy, William Whitley, he wanted to spite the British. So he built or started the Kentucky. Now it wasn't the Kentucky Derby at the time. It was just the racehorse in Lexington. But he started the race. Oh, I'm sorry. British was clockwise, but he started it counterclockwise.
Okay.
So he wanted to do it opposite of the British. You know how we're always trying to spite the British anyway.
Yeah.
So
Just take their shit and do the opposite. Yeah.
yeah,
They drink tea, we do coffee.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the first Derby was actually because the horse races, they were doing races anyways from 1780 on, but in 1875 they kind of established the actual Derby race. So that's when it started. 1875 was it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like
Because
10 years after the Civil War, it's like,
yeah, what's going on there? I mean, the Industrial Revolution, right? Is that
yeah,
what's going on? So now people have money and they're like, hey, let's run these beasts the other way.
sure. And they didn't have cars, so, I'm sure a lot of them used horses as a mode of transportation anyways. So they were like, well, let's race.
Just same thing, yeah. I mean, the same thing that happened when, when automobiles came about. It was the same shit with people in the
Yeah.
South. They're like, let's fucking race these things and it turned into NASCAR. So
Right.
maybe the horse racing is what developed into NASCAR. Both were born in the South. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm making assumptions, but go ahead. I'm fine. So
Yeah.
okay, so now we have the horse racing. Where does this big fucking hat shit come about? Where does the mint julep for the women and the bourbon for the guys come about?
Yeah, see, I'm not quite sure about that. I just know that it's I think it was just a Southern drink that was common during the Derby, and they kind of integrated it into, the actual Derby race. So women typically drink the mint juleps, and guys typically drink, the bourbon,
So
specifically Kentucky bourbon.
so it was like a spectacle for rich people to go, and that's what they were doing at their homes anyways, what I'm assuming. And then they just, left their little plantations that they clearly still had. I mean, it's 10 years after the Civil War. All right, let's not bullshit. It didn't get cleaned up immediately. And they're showing up to these races, and I guess the big hat, like, it turned into like I'm assuming a fashion statement, like the bigger hat you had was like the more prominent you were.
Right.
Again, I'm
The more important you were, you know.
yeah, it was yeah, some bullshit white people stuff. But uh I don't drink bourbon anymore, but when I did, the wife worked at a liquor store and she got me um this is called Blood Oath, and it is a bourbon whiskey.
She got that for you?
Yeah, Kentucky Straight. This is the first bottle, they're a pack one that they had put out. Of course I drank it. And then I have multiple other ones that she got me. I think I have a pack 3, a pack 5, a pack 8, all gone, of course, but I should have saved them. But yeah, I wanted to show that because
Oh.
dude, isn't it there's a difference, like bourbon is particular to or specifically to Kentucky, right? Like when you talk about bourbon, it is Kentucky specific, whereas you can talk about whiskey and it can be international. You can talk about Japanese whiskey, you can talk about Irish whiskey, but you cannot talk about Irish bourbon. There is no thing, no such thing because bourbon is made specifically in Kentucky. Am I right in saying that?
As I know, yeah.
Are
Because
you,
I
are you
mean, I
Googling it
think
for me?
I'm trying to.
Okay.
I'm trying to. Um, but you know, Jack Daniels was down there. Well, he was in Tennessee, but you know,
And that's a
and that
sour mash, which we're getting a whole new fucking country there.
yeah. So
And
that's
they're
I
in a
mean,
dry goddamn county, so Jack Daniels can go suck a dick. Like, fuck you, man. But they have their change the goddamn rules. You have your entire distillery in a dry county, so and they give away whiskey. Like, I got friends who work for Anheuser-Busch, so they get free beer, whatever they want that they make, monthly. They get a little stipend if they want it. If they choose, you don't have to. But I think all distilleries do that to some extent. But for Jack Daniels to do it in a fucking dry county is like, fuck you, man. Like, I was a cop. I would just sit outside a goddamn and just pull people over. Oh, you can have that shit. I guess I don't know the rules. You just can't sell it. I guess you can have it, but you can't sell it in that county. But
it's
you
kind of
can
ridiculous.
create it. Yeah. Get your shit together. Fucking whatever. Go ahead. Sorry. I was going way off on that.
Well, the only other thing I wanted to mention too is I think even non horse races or y- horse race enthusiasts, know Secretariat or at least heard of Secretariat. That's the goat, right?
Yeah. Hell yeah. He's the Michael Jordan of fucking horse racing.
So he won the Kentucky Derby in 1973, and then he went on to win the Preakness and the Belmont Stakes, which is what they call the Triple Crown. So that's kind of like the big thing,
Yeah.
right?
So big that they use that term in fucking baseball.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they often use that reference in a lot of things too, just because it's everyone
But
can identify with. You
and it
know what I mean?
originated in horse racing.
Right, right. But the crazy thing about Secretariat's run was, well, he's got like the fastest time, and this is 1973. No one's been faster than Secretariat. But the crazy thing is, they go by furlongs. So furlongs are like a measurement of the horse, instead of miles. That's what they use in England. Yeah,
Okay.
furlongs. So
So it's like a stretch. It sounds like
it is. It is. So the
trying to break it down into 5-year-old terms because that's what
but the Secretariat ran each furlong faster than the previous furlong on his way to win.
so he was just getting faster.
And
He was
that
like
never happened either.
that. Oh, so you're saying, of course, I mean, horses get tired, but so nobody has ever continually gotten faster throughout that race. So you're saying if possibly had that race been longer, he could have clocked at in immeasurable numbers.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, who knows? Um,
Until he's out fired, that would have been cool to see. Like they say, like
yeah.
horse, you can run a horse until it dies, right? I mean, that's not a good thing to say. Well, I mean, they show it in like cowboy movies and stuff. Like you can run a horse until it dies, but I mean, damn, that sucks. But dude, that's incredible. That's fucking incredible
I
for
know.
Secretariat to do that.
I know.
And can I throw a fact out about Secretariat?
Absolutely. Give me
Did
some.
you know that every single horse in this race in 2025 is a descendant of Secretariat?
I heard that, but that is outstanding, though. It's crazy.
That's how much fucking that thing was doing after he
Yeah.
won. And
Yeah.
that's like the coolest. That's the one thing I try to tell the wife, like, is she's not big on horse racing. She doesn't like that I placed a bet, so let's not tell her. Until after we win. But you know, it's these guys, if they win, and these are young, they're young horses. How old is the average male horse that's running? I'm thinking 2, 3,
They're 3-year-olds. They're
Yeah.
3-year-olds.
3-year-old males. And how long do horses live for? Like 17, 20 years, something like
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. So after they do this race, generally, if like I think after Secretariat won the Triple Crown, he was studded,
Yeah.
which means he basically people had to pay their horse to get, you know, right. So, because obviously that's, you want the thoroughbred. You want
You want
the
that semen.
demon.
Yeah. You want that fucking Secretariat fucking sperm, dude. That fucking
Yeah, man.
that goddamn rocket sauce. He's got it.
But that little stat that you gave, that every horse in the race today is going to be a descendant of, or is a descendant of Secretariat, it's just crazy to think of, because
People pay for the good stuff. Like
Yeah.
when did he stop racing? You said he won because
well, he won in 73, the Triple Crown, but I think he stopped racing like in 74, maybe 75.
Jesus Christ. So I mean, holy crap. Like that spawn is already all the way down to this, and it's fucking nuts. So
Yeah, they were saying like it was his grandson's grandson or something.
but what a selling point if you're a fucking like horse seller. I don't know how they do it, but be like, look, this guy, this stud here is the great grandson, or however many times the whole fucking thing has been fucked, of Secretariat, and their fucking eyes would light up. So maybe
Yeah.
some of them are lying. I don't know. Because
Well, I mean, they usually have like a pedigree is where they show I mean, I think it's all documented. So anytime anytime they're studded, they because if you look there's a bunch of sites to look at the horse racing to bet, you got FanDuel, DraftKings, all that stuff. But I use TVG because it gives you a lot of information, and it's more catered towards horse racing. So it gives you a little bit more statistics and information, but they always tell you what the sire and the dam is, which is basically the father and the mother of the horse.
Is it okay? Is Siren the mother? Because that sounds like
the sire, the father.
Really? Like in
Yeah.
mythology,
Like sire.
oh, he sired a son. Oh, okay. But I'm
Yeah.
thinking I think you said siren. Like siren is like a
Oh no, sire, SIRE.
okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's my headphones. I don't have my snare. From a phone.
30.
Okay, so and what's the female name again?
Damn, she's a
I-
damn.
Dame. Maybe they just said Dame and took off the E.
I think so.
Yeah.
Probably so. No, yeah.
This bitch don't deserve my time. I ain't writing down another fucking.
Damn dame.
Yeah. just put it in one word. Damn. Uh, dude, let's talk about the horses. This lineup for today.
Okay.
We've got what we got 25 racers. There may have been
Yeah,
a couple that have been
there's only
scratched.
20. There's only 20.
Okay, can I name off?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna name off the ones I had, and when we get to them, if they were scratched or whatnot, because that's
Okay.
something I want to talk about because it means different in sports that I know.
Yeah.
First we have up is Citizen Bull, Neo Neoquos. I can't pronounce it. I think it's like Greek. It's Neoequus, and I don't want to say Greek because the way it ends. Next up, Final Gambit, Rodriguez, American Promise, Admire.
Rodriguez is scratched.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get to that here in a second.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. I want to hear that. But Admire Daytona, which they have a JPN after his name. Does that mean it's a Japanese horse?
It is. Yeah.
Okay, so they flew him in for this shit.
Yep.
Okay, damn, he's traveling. That's a hard travel.
I know.
I don't have him high up because he could be jet lagged. Luxor Cafe, Journalism, Burnham Square. That motherfucker sounds British as fuck. That is a fucking limey ass goddamn horse right there. Grande, which I believe is also another scratch. Is it not? Do you think?
Correct.
How is it that Rodriguez and Grande, the two Spanish Mexican names, are now scratched from this Kentucky? Do you think Ice got them?
Absolutely. The horse didn't have paper, so they took him away.
They just became drug mule. Very, very fast drug mule.
You're not a horse, you're a mule. But no, I mean, a lot of times, because when I think they get to the Derby like on Monday, and they start training and running and doing all that stuff. Unless they're, close by, they may do training, at their home state before they travel to Kentucky. But if the horse gets injured, they could have an injury, or they could test, like they're not healthy or they're sick, lots of reasons.
Something else.
Yeah, a lot. Well, they usually test after for that.
Oh, okay.
So,
why not test before, you motherfuckers? I guess because the time limit, I think it would be, because you could beat the time limit. Like if you can't if you take everyone's blood like immediately before, like you're not going to know the results before the end of the race. So why not just go ahead and take it at the end?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I get it. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, but that's some of the reasons why horses get scratched is, either injury or sick, or, the owner just doesn't feel like they can either run or win the race or compete.
So, I mean, they put out these horses a week in advance. You sent them to me. So if I had placed a bet and had Taco or Grande, I'm sorry, Rodriguez or Grande on my betting list, I would get my money back, right?
That's correct. Yeah. Yeah.
But now the odds have changed. But
what's that?
But now the odds have changed.
Absolutely.
Like now I'm kind of pissed because now I'm having to make a bet like with 48 hours fucking advance, whereas opposed I had like 6 days. So that's kind of fucked, right? I guess it's the price you pay for horse racing.
My personal betting strategy is I wait till the day of the race.
Yeah.
So
why not?
Because I know scratches always happen, and especially in the Derby, there's always at least one or two that gets nixed. So I always wait so I don't place a bet and then have to refigure out who I want. So I usually wait till like Friday night, and look at the list, and then I place my bet on Saturday.
Nice. That's good advice. Let's finish up the list of the horses. Next up, we got Flying Mohawk. Man, if he wins, I bet they just take the trophy away from him right at the like. Now we'll give you a blanket and we'll take this from you. That was a bad joke. Next, East Avenue Publisher, Tistastic, Render Judgment, Coal Battle, Coal as in Coal, Sandman, Sovereignty, Trunk of Gold, Owen Almighty, and I don't know how to pronounce this last one. Baeza, Baeza. Is
Yeah, I
what
think
I got that round.
Baeza.
Baeza. That's fantastic. So when they name these horses, it's usually a combination of the what is it, the sire and the dam, right? Did I get that right?
Sometimes, yeah, very good.
Is it?
Very good. But yeah.
Isn't
So
I thought that's how it's supposed to be all
if you
the
look
time.
at Tistastic, right? So his one of his horse, I think it was grandpa, was Tis the Law. So Tistastic. So yeah, a lot of times they'll name the offspring or the grandson after who sired it or the dam. So
Probably the most winningest one in the bloodline would probably because
probably
because if you're saying like Tistastic is named after his grandpa, I would figure there's another Tiz or a Tastic in between there
yeah.
that sired that boy, you know what I'm saying? But they're like, he wasn't as good, so we're gonna pick up we're gonna take the name of great grandpa, who was a World War II veteran, and
Right.
trying to beat the
Name recognition helps always,
Yeah. So okay, with that, if you had to take the name of your mother and your father and create your own horse name, what would your horse name be?
Oh, geez. I forgot about this question. So, do you
No,
want
it's
you want to go first?
of course I do. Of course I do. I wrote. Last night we were sitting there, me and Stacy, and we were watching TV, and I was talking to her about what we were going to talk about on this podcast, and I was like, I asked him like what our horse name would be, and I was just shooting the shit with her, and I came up with it, and she kind of laughed, and it's very rare when I make her laugh, so because I'm more annoying than I am funny. So if I make her laugh, I was like, "I gotta write that one down. That's a good one." She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay." So I put it in my phone, and I even wrote it down on paper. I got a hard copy and digital copy. Um, now that I'm building it up, it's gonna sound like fucking horse shit. Speaking of which, but no, my dad is James. My mother is Ruth Ann. All my cousins call my mom Aunt Ruth Ann. So I'd be jammin', that okay, alright. I can't get Jam and James and Ann, Jammin', Jam.
That's a good one, man.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
Damn.
I was gonna sell that. I thought I was gonna get
Man, you're clever, man.
I was really high at the time, by the way. So.
See, that's an enlightenment tool. I don't know. I think,
but you can do first name or last name, right? Like, or like you said, you can go to grandfather.
Yeah. I mean, and you don't even have to go to names. You can, like journalism is, I'm pretty sure, is not the name of a horse,
right?
Or, so
a
it's
combination.
A lot of times too is, these owners, and I'm not quite certain or not positive, but I think a lot of them will change the names to something that's current, like relevant in, So like,
They try and get people to bet on their horse. I mean, maybe it's a profit gig. I don't know.
thing. I bet on this horse because I
Yeah.
recognize that name. So, um,
Dude, it's not a bad strategy. It
it's
really
not.
isn't. Rich people are stupid with their money. A lot of times they're just gonna throw it at something they recognize and be like, "Oh yeah, put it on that," or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck it is, and just dump
Yeah.
it. So that's not a bad strategy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I guess if I would have a name, it'd probably be my heritage. So, my mom was from Ireland, and then my pops was from, well, he was Cherokee, so probably like Irish Indian.
Indian. Yeah. You
So
you could just be Blackhawks and just have a fucking cool Chicago
I could be a
Blackhawks.
flying Mohawk.
Oh, dude, that's a good one. I like it.
You're
We're fucking. No, I can't say the word. What is it? Because isn't John Rambo? John Rambo is Native American. He's Irish, German, Native American, dude. Because remember, he's reading his
the
file.
character?
Yeah,
Character?
yeah. They're reading his file. In First Blood Part 2. When he's only supposed to go take pictures. But yeah, they're reading his file. The fucking dude. That's probably I didn't understand that scene until I went overseas to Korea and Kuwait and all those other humid ass fucking places. When they're in that fucking tent and they're all just sitting there just sweating balls. And he's like, "Get him a cold drink," and the dude fucking hits the thing, or he at the CIA guy, the asshole behind the desk, asks for the cold drink, and just it's like if you've ever been there and experienced like that overseas, hell, Egypt was fucking humid as shit, and yeah, to get a cold drink was fantastic. Anyway, my vote for one of the sweatiest badass scenes in a movie ever, John Rambo. How the fuck did we get there? Oh, the names with your heritage. So yeah, you're Rambo. Rambo.
Maybe that's my horse name then.
Yeah. Or First Blood. Dude. Your horse name should be First Blood. That would be the shit. I would put 20 grand on that as long as you had Secretariat blood in you. Okay, so I looked up some of the funniest names that
Yeah.
ever been raised. And I am gonna say that I was a little bit lazy with my research. I only looked up, I did a quick Google search and found something from Bleacher Report. So these are the top 20 most hilarious horse names to ever run in the Kentucky Derby, according to Bleacher Report. Starting at number 20, No Soup for You. Can you guess what year that came? What year he raced in?
91, 92.
No, but you're in the 90s, right? 98. So I guess at the run of at the ass end of Seinfeld, because No Soup
Yeah.
for You was wait, that was in high school because I played against a kid in hockey. His his goalie fucking taunt whenever he stopped a puck or a shot from you, he would scream, "No soup for you." And yeah, now he's a marathon runner, Jerry Faulkner for fucking Nike. Anyway, good for you, buddy. No, coming in at number 19, Riding Miss Daisy. In 2004, they had a Riding Miss Daisy. Now, these are all male horses, are they not?
Most, I would say the majority of them are, but there's a couple that have been female in the Derby.
So there were females in the Kentucky Derby before there were females like in what is it, the US Open? in Atlanta. Isn't that where the one it was?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure when the first one was, but I know there was like a horse named, I think, Rachel.
Sue. The boy named Sue.
Yeah, but yeah, so I mean, it's rare just because typically the males are supposed to be like stronger, faster,
Yeah,
but I mean, they do. I
in
mean,
every species.
there have been females that are ran in the Derby.
Okay. So now we go to number 18, Bodacious Tatas in
Oh yeah,
1985. That had to have been a female. I hope.
daddy line.
A Bodacious Tata. Number 17, Slump Buster in 2006. I mean, come on now. I mean, I when I was writing this down, I noticed something about these owners that are naming these horses, and a lot of them are fucking perverts. And they have given their names to like I don't know, maybe it's my mind. Maybe my mind is perverted in that way, but then again, I think these are really rich people that have a shit ton of money to breed these horses for nothing other than to race them and hopefully win. And if they do, like, I don't think it's anywhere near the type of money that they put into it. It's more of a like a stature kind of thing. Is that the word I'm looking for? A status symbol? Because I would think that like the amount of money and time that you put into breeding a horse to run it, and then what is a purse to win the Kentucky Derby?
I think it's close to 1 million. So
Yeah, dude, do you know how much it costs to board a horse and to pay for somebody to train your horse? It's got to be
yeah,
over $1 million, and your
well,
purse is
yeah.
over $1 million.
If you figure though, you're only picking a horse for a couple years, right? And then you're selling the horse or you're giving it, you're studying it. So you're still making money even after if you win.
That's trade.
And a lot of these, like the big top owners, like they've won multiple times. So I mean, their stock,
Do they, is there a place that we can look that up, like NFL owners? I mean, there's gotta be like horse owners that have won. We don't have to do it right now, but I'm sure there is because there's gotta be a Jerry Jones of horse racing.
well,
There's gotta be
right now, like of the active owners, Bob Baffert, Baffert, and he's in the race, or he's an owner in the race. He's won 6 times. He's, uh, let me see. You see what horse he's got.
while you're looking that up, dude, there's been a couple of Red Sox owners too, and that's because the next two on the list, we've got Mookie's running and Curse Reversed. 2006 and 2004 respectively. So that just screams that's some Boston rich guy naming his horses. Brangelina, what was that whole shit between
Yeah,
Brad Pitt and
yeah,
Angelina
Brad, yeah.
in 2005? That seems a little bit late. I don't know. I was never into like pop culture because I was deployed all the time, but I could never like I remember things, but not like I can't put them to a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It might have been right around the time Mr. and Mrs. Smith came out. I'm not sure.
that's when the whole little split thing came about. I don't know why my voice is cracking. I'm like, too much weed. Um, what a Mit chopped liver was in the
What?
19. What a it starts out like Whataburger, which is
Uh-huh.
fantastic burger joint. Just gets robbed all the time. Whata Michoppedliver. What a McChop liver. This is in the 1970s.
Oh, man. That's great.
I can't believe it. Up next, we got "Where's the Beef" in 2008. See, that's way late. Where's the beef? The 80s, was it not? Early 90s?
Yeah, that was like a 80s Wendy's commercial.
Yeah, the three old ladies and the one
Yeah.
little old
Yeah.
one that like looked like the old chick from what, Golden Girls. She's like, "Where's the beef?" Yeah, 2008. That was a little bit late. "You're My Boy Blue" in 2005. We know where that's from.
Yes, I did.
Dude, because if anyone wants to die, they want to die like Blue in a
Yeah.
fucking baby pool of lotion with two hot topless college chicks.
I know.
"You're My Boy Blue." Number 10, "Odor in the Court" in 1996. "Odor in the Court." It must have been one of those little,
Probably a
Yes.
lawyer that failed law school.
yeah, with last name Patel.
He was mad. He was mad at the bar association, so he
Yeah.
wanted
keep-
to chastise him.
The only way he can sway a jersey or a jury is with his fucking stank. You know. Anyway, I'm getting mean. Dude, okay, going on what I was saying earlier. Number 9, "Barely Legal" in 82 and 89. Ran twice in the Kentucky Derby. In 82 and 89, how many how many years in between? Yeah.
Wow.
How are they still barely legal? That's
Well, I mean, it's great because if it was a 3-year-old in 82, then it was a 10-year-old in 89, or,
still ran.
yeah.
That's
Because normally it's only,
Maybe
I know
it was
I know they have to be 3-year-olds. I know they have to be 3-year-olds, but I thought it was only 3-year-olds. It wasn't any other age.
know
Like
what?
if you're 4, you can.
it what's stopping them from naming the horse the same as a different horse? You know, if it
That's
comes
true.
together like that,
That's true.
I'm thinking that's probably what it was. But either way, now you got two pervert ass fucking owners, or maybe it's the same owner that just kept on fucking naming his horse Barely Legal until it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Till he got caught.
Again, dude, look, number 8, Lewinsky in 1996. Talk about, like you were saying, owners trying to use something that's relevant to the times to
Yeah.
get people to bet on their horses.
Yeah.
There you go.
I did not have a sexual relation with that lady.
with that horse. Oh, dude, have you seen her lately? She's not bad.
No.
Coming in at 7, we got Turducken in 2000. I mean, you got John Madden. That's like you said, a money grab. Number 6, Love Gov in 2006. I didn't do too much research into that name, but it was Gov as in GUV, and I think it was a political thing.
I think it was British.
You think?
Yeah.
Love Gov.
I'm not.
You think?
I would say, well,
Okay.
I mean,
That was
it's
a long one.
possible. Who knows?
Number 5, my favorite and yours, Junk in the Trunk.
Yeah, we're standing.
That
That's
was in
almost-
2000.
Those are my 2 favorite horses. That and Bodacious.
Junk in the Trunk. God, dude. We used to say all the fucking Burks, dude. Remember Burks? He used to say
Yeah.
that shit all the time. If you're listening, sorry, KJ and I used to serve in the army together, and we had a mutual friend who was awesome. Coming in at number 4, Walk of Shame in 1991.
Yeah.
Again, pervert-esque kind of, but that was kind of during the time of like the college, like
Right. It sounds like he's admitting that he had a problem. So I respect that. He did the walk of shame back home.
Dude, this one at number 3 was very close to being my number 1 because I use it all the time. That's What She Said in
Oh my
2007.
goodness.
Oh,
What year?
yeah. 2007. I
Oh
mean,
wow.
that's probably the most shared GIF I've ever used on social media is Michael Scott fucking doing the
Okay.
That's What She Said. Because it's so much fun. It's a bit I'll never fucking put down. Um, Number 2, and I thought this one was really creative because my dumb ass, as I wrote it down, counted it out. 18 characters. The horse's name is 18 characters written out. So if you write out 18 characters, that name, it is exactly 18 characters. And I got fucking mad, dude. I was like, God damn it, let's go for it.
So the horse's name is 18 characters?
Yeah. And it's exactly 18
18
characters
characters?
in
That's
2002. Yeah.
crazy.
And the number 1, I think, an ode to Revenge of the Nerds is Panty Raid in 2007. So, yeah.
Yeah, it
Congratulations
sounds like
to you.
some of these owners we might have grown up with. Because they
Yeah.
have a lot of 90s and 80s references, you know,
I
and the
wish
2000s.
if I grew up with you and you own horses, contact me. I want to hang out. Like Stacy hates it, but like we were talking earlier, like these horses live fucking great lives. I mean, I guess if you're still winning and as long as you don't break an ankle and they just shoot you in the fucking head. But mm, as far as any other like animal that is raced, I don't even want to get into this shit because of PETA, but I have yet to be a go to a horse race and I really want to go to one. And I don't want to do the off track betting because that's like going to a strip club where just like all the strippers are just on TVs. So it's like yeah, what's the point? And they're very sad.
Well, and the crazy thing is I've been to, you know, a couple tracks, but I mean, when you see those horses run, I mean, it's just amazing to see
I want
those.
to feel
I
it.
mean, you can see like the muscles in the horses. And
Dude.
the amazing thing to me was you can feel it. Even in the stands, you can feel them running. Like you can feel it. And
Dude,
it's just, I mean, it's just an amazing experience if you've never been
dude,
to like a horse track
that
and watch live racing.
that's exactly what I want, KJ. Because I'm a history buff and that kind of thing. And before I go into a tangent, but I want to feel like that's only what we got 20 horses. That's 20 horses running in a circle. Can you imagine if that's like you're a soldier on the field back when, there was cavalry and there's 100 to 200 fucking horses just barreling that feel that, I mean, heart palpitations. There's probably
Yeah.
guys that are just getting heart attacks before the horses even get there because I want to feel that, dude. It's like a it's like a roller coaster ride or whatever that I don't have to go up in the air with. It's an adrenaline rush that I don't have to because I'm definitely afraid of air now. I don't know why I've developed this fear of flying, but yeah, dude, that just those horses, that people cheering, that's mint juleps, there's bourbon, there's fucking hats, dude. I want to go. I want to go.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Kentucky Derby rules. We need to get into some picks before we get into some more funny stuff. Do you have a pick for this race?
I do. Hey, are we able to take a break at all or no?
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna hit pause.
Okay.
Holy shit. All right, we're back from peeing and smoking, and now I'm more high with less urine inside of me. How you doing, KJ?
Good.
When we left, which was a split second ago for those that are listening, you were about to give your pick.
Yeah. So I looked at the horses. One of my things is jockeys, because jockeys matter to me. And two of the
You talked
jockeys
about them
in the
being
race
badass.
are um, Irad Ortiz and um, Jose Ortiz. They're brothers, and they come from a long line of jockeys. They're from Puerto Rico, but I mean, they're like, like Scottie Pippen and Jordan.
Oh,
So I
I mean,
picked.
they're practically family the way they're fucking each other's exes and shit like that, right? You know, their sons are. Anyway, their DNA is going to be connected soon.
Yeah, so I picked Jose Ortiz as a jockey for Sandman. So that's my win play show across the board.
What are Sandman's odds at the time that you placed the bet?
They're five. They were 5-1.
5-1 with Sandman. Oh, that's not a bad.
So they can change. Now the odds change up until like
Yeah,
post time. Once post time hits. So that's another reason why I wait, is because when you place a bet early, you change the odds, because the more money on a horse, instead of being, 30-1, now they're down to 10-1. So you don't win as much money. So you want to wait
yeah.
until the
'Cause
last minute.
yeah, because I mean the house. Because what's the term? The house always wins. They're the ones who place the odds. So if everyone is putting all their money on one horse, they're like, well, if this horse hits, we're fucked. So we're
Yeah.
gonna change the odds to it,
Right.
and
Right.
that's pretty much how it goes. So
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I mean, that was my horse, Sandman, number 17, Jose Ortiz.
And when I was calling off that list, is that the order that they are running in? Because
Yeah.
I
Yes.
placed a bet based off of where my second horse is who they're running next to. Because I think that matters. And I'm not a good bettor. I didn't even look at jockeys like you did. I looked at placement, I looked at name, as a fucking amateur. But I figured that the where they run is kind of maybe advantage to some horses or
It can be. Yeah, because obviously, like the post position one, which is Citizen Bull, that's the prime, because if you're closer to the rail, then you have less distance to run. Because if you're farther out, you have to run all the way across the field to get to the post. You know what I mean? To the far
yeah.
left. So, I mean,
It's
it's just
the
like a track, when you're running track, you want to get to the far left side of the track. So you have less distance to run.
and
It
it's
can,
the
it can be advantage for some horses.
and so okay. Yeah. And also, like you were saying earlier, with the way Secretariat ran, that no one has ever been recorded running, just getting faster as it went. Now, I would assume just the way we have adapted to everything else, racing wise, especially when betting is involved, the grounds become better or more suited for these types of horses, this types of racing. So could it possibly be that, I mean, if Secretariat, like himself, was to run on these grounds, do you think
Mhm.
that, I mean, he would shave seconds, wouldn't he? I would assume. Because
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
I
there's
think,
what's
I
the
think they,
difference in
I,
grounds between
yeah,
yes.
I'm pretty sure that, like long, they've made the track a little bit more easy for the horses to, to run through, as opposed to like back in the day in the 70s. Maybe it wasn't, maybe it was just straight dirt, but now it may be, synthetic stuff mixed in with the dirt. So it may be a little bit easier now, so if Secretariat would race now in his prime, then, he may even beat his own record, I would think.
So here's an ignorant question, just because during our break I got really high. Um, the horse tracks are level all the way around, unlike like NASCAR tracks that are kind of angled, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what people don't understand is, yeah, I never understood for years that NASCAR, the type of angle that those cars are going at. And I only bring that up because the type of like grounds that these horses are running on is it's almost like if you were to walk on it, you would have trouble as a human. Walk it, it would be up and down, but the way these horses are, it's not it's not what you think. Like, I would think that the horses ran on, like, it's just a little bit of dirt kinda thing, but no, it's, like, deep. Like, it is deep fucking track
Yeah.
that these horses are running on.
Well, too, that this is what they train on. So it's not like they're running on some new surface. This is what they're used to running on. So, um, that's what they train on, and so they train as you fight, right?
Yeah.
So
And
that's
how and our the game of horseshoes, is that the actual size of a horseshoe, or is it kind of exaggerated, or is that like a Clydesdale horseshoe? Because that's not the normal size horseshoe of a thoroughbred running in the Kentucky Derby, is it?
I don't know, to be honest.
'Cause, I
And
mean,
I mean, these are big horses.
yeah.
They're big horses. I mean,
Well,
they
those are
look.
big horns too. Those are horseshoe like,
Yeah.
I imagine, but there's also the small ones that you used to put over your door frame, as a kid or whatever, and I feel like those are more like what we're talking about with these thoroughbreds, not like these giant, like, quarter-inch fucking steel or iron or whatever the fuck they got on those things.
Well, I think they've improved on the horseshoes too, with technology and advancements too. So I'm not sure if they're that same, dimensions, but
Dude,
these horses are like
we could
2,000 pounds, and
we dude, why we need to start a business and become the Nike of fucking horseshoes.
let's do it.
Why not, dude? Like, let's figure out, like, and then, like, put hooves, like, put cover over their hooves, like fucking carbon fiber shit, like, so they got the little R symbol on it. We become the new Nike. It's like, I don't know what it is, but dude, like, there's money to
We
be
could be
made.
the new jamming. We could be the
Yeah,
new jamming.
uh, dude, we call the company jamming.
That'd be a great. That'd be
Because nobody's doing that, dude. Like, there's so much
right.
money in horseshoes. So much money if you market it right. Anyway, contact me if you got any ideas. If you steal from me, I'll sue your ass. All right, let's get into my picks. I completely confused what you had asked me the other night to make my bet. Um,
No,
because
I don't think I don't think I fully explained it, but go ahead.
well, my understanding was how you bet is there's a win and then there's a place in a show. Let's talk
Mhm.
about that first. Where does that come from? I mean, of course, win is you come in first place. Second place is called place. Is I don't know where that comes from. Is that because it's second place? They just dropped the second and just called it place?
Yeah, I'm not sure how they came up with the names. I'm pretty sure it's probably, a British origin, because, most of the horse racing that we brought to America was based on what they did. So win, place, show is first place and second,
You know
but
what? You make a great fucking, because I'm just putting it together now, because think about the, what is the dog show? The big fucking British dog show? Um, where they fucking feel their balls and stuff.
Westminster.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's the same thing. It's win, place, and show.
Yeah.
So maybe it is a British thing. Okay. All right. win, place, and show. So that's first, second, and third place. And I went with, hold on, I had to um look up the text messages between you and I because I was kind of fucked up when I made these picks. Um, but I went with journalism to win, Burnham Square to place, and sovereignty to show. So I've got first, second, and third, journalism, Burnham Square, and sovereignty.
Yes.
And you made it aware to me that I wasn't sure if I knew what I was doing, and you said it was bad luck to change your picks, so I didn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you mentioned those horses, because my initial thing was a win, play, show for one horse. So you pick one horse and you pick it to go first, second, or third. And that way you have 3 chances to win on one horse. But you gave me 3 horses. So what I had to do was set up a trifecta, which is basically as long as those 3 horses end in first and second place. And I did a trifecta box, which means as long as those 3 horses end up in any place, you win. Now, what I did too to help you out was I placed individual bets for those horses for win, place, show. So if any of those horses come in first, second, or third, then you win. Now, if
But-
you win the trifecta, you also win all those win, place, shows for those horses because that satisfies those.
Dude, can you imagine if I like call it, like nail it completely?
I will
Wait.
give up horse racing because you have outmastered.
All right. All right. If I'm gonna put it on record right now, it's probably not gonna happen. But if that shit hits, the trifecta hits, we'll do fucking 60-40. You take 60, I'll take 40.
No. It's all you. It's all you.
No, fuck you.
It's
50-50
your
then.
picks. It's your picks.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just-
I didn't put the money down. I didn't put the money down.
I didn't hear you.
Shut up. Ugh, the fucking audio is, hold on. Yep. Was fucked up. Yep. All right, we're back.
Just give me a beer when I visit. That will be enough.
Fly you out on the winnings. Oh, we've got a little bit of a interference. Are you back?
Yeah.
Okay, it locked up for a second. Okay, dude. This one is a question, and I know it's gonna be a blind side, so I apologize. But can you name me your best horse race movie? Like your favorite horse race movie?
Yeah. Secretary, easily.
That was, or wait, Secretariat was a movie?
Yeah.
Or it was
It was a movie based on Secretary, but it's just the owner. I mean, she was kind of like a pioneer too, because she was like one of the first female owners of horses. So she had to go through a lot, because it was a male dominated business at the time.
She's like what's her name from the Chicago Bears? The Hallis's fucking granddaughter or some shit.
So I mean, if you
Fuck the
get a
Bears.
chance,
Bears suck.
if
Go
you get-
Dolphins. Go Phillies.
if you get a chance, I would watch it. It's not like a phenomenal movie, but it gives you a lot of insight to, the horse. Of course,
the greatest fucking horse of all time.
I would say
better than Black Beauty. Yes. I had a couple written down. Oh my God. And I had to go with, and I know people hate this movie, to include the guy who's, or the only living guy that's still in it. Remember Hot to Trot
Yeah.
with Bob Goldthwait and John Candy?
Man. Yeah.
I remember my brother Bobby like renting that movie, and we laughed my ass off. John Candy as a horse, and Bobcat Goldthwait, who inherits it and becomes rich. Dabney Coleman is in it. And yeah, fantastic fucking movie. I think Bobcat hates it. He, he ends up racing, and it's just the funniest shit. We used to quote what he would like John Candy as he's running. He just because he's not super fast, but he's funny.
Yeah.
Hopefully, as he's running, he's like telling his other horses joke, and they'll start laughing. I can't race anymore. Great fucking movie. Love it. That's my favorite fucking horse racing movie is Hot to Trot. And that barely beat out Lucky Number 11. I think it was horse racing. Do you remember that one with Bruce Willis and Josh Hartnett?
I haven't seen that one, but I do recall like the previews and stuff like that. I didn't realize it was about horse racing.
Well, it starts out with betting. It begins at track betting.
Mhm.
Josh Hartnett, I don't know, it's been forever. Josh Hartnett's father is like this, he has a gambling debt, and because these two warring fucking guys, mafia guys, Morgan Freeman and Gandhi, who's the actor who plays Gandhi?
Ben Kingsley.
Yeah. Sir Ben Kingsley, thank you very much. He didn't get his head nearly chopped off by the Quinn for nothing. But yeah, he was the other bad guy. And then like Bruce Willis is the hitman, and he saves this kid, even though he's supposed to execute him because they killed his father because they owed a debt, and he was like made an example of. And I want to say it was horse betting, but it could have been dog racing. Now that I think about it, I don't like dog racing. I like dog like taking care of thing. Yeah, because I don't think dogs get the same thing. Like if a dog wins, because what is it? What is the movie? It may have been Lucky Number 11. Like, or was it Snatch? It was Snatch. Like, what do they do with the dog when it catches a rabbit? It doesn't run anymore. So they kill it. So anyway, so yeah, it barely beat that out. Hot to Trot, Lucky Number 11, and then Seabiscuit because of fucking Spider-Man. I had that shit on DVD. I don't think I have it anymore. But anyway, Seabiscuit was a cool movie. What was his dad? Was it the guy from The Rock?
I don't think. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen Seabiscuit. So
It was like a star-studded cast, and all I can remember is the guy who played.
well, I think John Malkovich was in it, right? Wasn't he?
Was it
like,
Malcolm? Okay, I think we're thinking about the same person, but like we're both getting the actor either right or wrong. Like you're right, or yeah, I don't know. Like who's that? Who's the guy from The Rock when he's like the colonel, the Marines who take over Alcatraz? Fuck, dude, I'm so mad at myself that I can't remember his name because that scene is.
Well, it looks like Jeff Bridges was in it. Chris Cooper and William H. Macy.
Fucking Shovel Man from Mystery Man, the shoveler. I shovel well. Oh, that was
great. That was
William H. Macy's married to a fucking beautiful black woman who just wants to cook and love him, and then motherfuckers out fucking trying to shovel. Get the fuck out of here.
I shovel well.
I shovel well. And she still supports his ass.
Yeah.
God damn, it's a good woman.
He's a really winner.
He's out there shoveling. Fuck you, William H. Macy. All right, dude. Where were we going with that? I don't know. So we've got our picks in. We're hoping they win. The race is what it is in a couple hours now.
Yeah.
So let's wrap it up here, and I'll get to editing and put our picks out there. And dude, if we win this, Swear to God, I am gonna like buy Boba something really cool because he's been
Sure.
hanging out. He's been hanging out with us the entire time. I wish I could show him, but he doesn't want to get up right now. So, yeah,
Camera guy.
yeah. Well, brother, I love you. Don't go
All right.
anywhere. I'm just gonna stop the recording. So everyone else, like, comment,
Oh,
subscribe.
hey, one thing too. I just wanted to give a shout out to Jimmy who wasn't able to make it because he's low under the weather. So I hope he
Yeah.
heals up quick.
Yes, Jimmy, please. His insides tried to kill him and he prevailed. So he's at home recovering. So here's to you, Jimmy. We wish you the best. Until next time.
All right. Love you, bro.
Love you too, man.